A little reality check here for the Google, I should say, Blogger. A little update I'm going to give you on how things are on this end of the Blogger. At least this is what they did with me. I've seen some videos online that gesture it's the same thing with others, with other users of Google Blogger, I should say. It looks like this for the beginning, so that I demonstrate you. You click here, visibility, and then you get a post like this, and you click right here, right on the top. We see that log page information, and it says connection secure. Connection is secure. Your information is private when it's sent to this site. Certificate is valid. Let's see what else is new here. Cookies is 18 cookies in use. We can see what cookies are in use. Oh, that doesn't have nothing to do with any of that stuff. Okay, done. It's like this with every post. Now, everywhere I click, it's secure. The page is secure, they say. I do not process any kind of credit cards or anything like that. I don't do any of that stuff. Let's do it here again. Then you get this stuff here. This, however, was involved in MKUltra. This stuff, Larry Page, Sergey Brin Mikhailovich, they did explain me all about this stuff. It's also gonna play a major role. That's exactly right in statistics. Right here it says here, this month 40,000 views that I had. Wow, amazing, eh? Not really so amazing, because Sergey Mikhailovich Brin had blogger people come inside of our house who engaged in a lot of harassment with let's say Ursula von der Leyen, Charles Windsor, Battenberg, Romanov, Saxe-Coburg Gotha from London. I don't know. Anthony Blinken was regular, and a whole pack of these people were just regular people that were coming in our house and discuss these issues. This was like an open house. Illuminati hub, I'm gonna say. Entire city here, Novo Mesto. And so they discussed these issues about my blog statistics. And they even dare to say how many views is gonna have to be so that it would be legitimate and so on. And then what followed was also promises about how they gonna curb the Prince William was in this, Prince Harry were in this, how they're gonna curb these statistics so they're gonna look small and so on and so forth. And even there to explain to me that if I would be watching statistics, the view counters of the statistics would be blocked and somehow released few days later and so on. They explained to me the issue behind the block view counter by suggesting me that the only thing that is recorded really when it comes to the views, it's actually at the end of the month that they somehow measure the view counter, so that they have the ability to play with visitors' views statistics and basically do them in their own way as long as at the end of the month. In that sense, they explained to me these issues. They look somewhat legitimate, actually, according to whatever number, whoever is doing this stuff, legitimate then that's the way it is. This is what they claim me. But here is why I am recording this kind of stuff today. These are the settings. I will demonstrate you just like this, right? And so, do you see here HTTPS redirect? Ensure that visits to HTTP redirect to HTTPS. So right now I have set on HTTP, not on HTTPS. But let me reload this page for you, so that just that you understand, that you see with your own eyes, that you see it. I don't have anywhere any kind of HTTP. I have everything set on HTTPS, which is exactly what Sergey Mikhailovich, Larry Page, blogger gurus claimed me they will do to curb the numbers of the visitors. I always used to have, as you see, this is a copy-paste. I have everything on HTTPS without my actually even setting this issue to the HTTPS. If I wanted to set one, it would be like this. You see it? But it was never set to this. In fact, it's set up to exactly what you see right there. Let's repeat this stuff again so that you can see this, that this is exactly the case. Let's pick any post that you see here, because I don't have any ability to set individual posts to HTTP or HTTPS. So, you see this? You see what the fuck this is? You see what this shit is? That's what this is. Maybe there are some people, some of you, they do whatever they want to do with my blog. It is just, they do the stuff past any logic. This is not the first issue. It's other issues they have also changed. They changed also other issues. They modified pretty much stuff the way it fits them. But they did this shit in such a way so that during MKUltra, when they were explaining to me this stuff, it would look like a conspiracy. But most likely this stuff was done to every blogger user. In other words, nobody informed me we're going to change this, and it's going to be the most, instead of HTTP, it's going to be for everybody. It's going to be HTTPS. Just those kind of issues. Paranoia, basically. They need more of this Charlie Kirk business, basically. So they are saving the world right now. They're busy saving the world. You see how important work they do. They're saving the world with the Charlie Kirk issue. So I did explain to you all I wanted to explain in respect to Charlie Kirk issue. I'm not going to talk to you about Nebraska governor, that he was a nice guy and this and that. I'm not fucking doing that. There was no nice guy here in this case. You are corrupt. You did this shit so that London could enforce psychiatry, ambulance sirens, so my father was destroyed, dumped in a home for elderly people, practically killed. So you can maintain your lunacy certificate you awarded me with after 38 years of MKUltra in 2012. That's all you wanted to do, and that's how I see you. I don't care about this shit. You're still looking for the proofs. You're looking for the proofs. That's all you guys are doing. And you're enforcing parallel to the reality, the stuff that I described went on, what is known as a parallel reality. That's bullshit full of paranoia you engaged in during MKUltra through police setups, FBI setups. That's what you are doing. That's what you continue to do. So don't fucking talk to me about good in my case. I don't want to hear about any good. When United Nations have to solve disgrace such as you committed at the NATO, such as you committed. The one who owned this case practically was a NATO. They should never allow British royals, the corruption, the crime, to go this far. The White House, they should never allow any of that stuff. This is disgrace. I am disgrace for the NATO, for the European Union. I'm not even disgrace for United States of America, for that Jewish passport. I'm not a disgrace. That's a Jewry passport. I'm not your disgrace. You're a disgrace to yourself. There's also another novelty I have mentioned to you earlier, and so this novelty provides me with the ability to download a blogger just based on MK Ultra, just the way I was brainwashed it's gonna be, in such a way that it actually requires me to download on every occasion I download a blog. Maybe some of you wonder, why is it that I do not share with you anymore blog? Each time I am required to download at least 10 gigabytes of the blog. Yes, you heard this very correct. It's now 10 gigabytes. Instead of 600 megabytes, it's a 10 gigabytes of blog that I have to download. And is this issue that goes on already for several months. It looks like this. If you want to download blog, you just go, I don't know why they're asking you here media from your blog. Why are you asking people here media from, like it says here, this is a new section. This did not exist before, this stuff. And so the Google is just changing shit. They do whatever the fuck they want to do. It's hard to catch up with this stupidity. They do whatever they want to do. They just gesture like this. Do you want to import content? Do you want to backup content? How about videos from your blog? How about media from your blog? How about remove your blog? And if you click backup your content, download, it will take you to the page where it will demand from you to select it says here, select data. What is it that you want to download? And you have here option blogger, your blogger blogs, including posts, pages, comments, and videos, as well as settings and your blogger profile. So why the fuck is it asking here if I want videos from blog, if I want media from blog, and if I want to back up a content? This used to provide me with a reasonable 600 megabyte option, but now I am actually required every time whenever I back up the content to download 10 gigabytes of blog. That's a policy of the blogger. If you don't do this, you don't get anything at all. That is the way it is. That's what they enforce. They also demand from me to download the blog in a multiple formats. That looks like this here. A blog feed, photos, album data, photo metadata, videos, and then I have Atom is a syndication format. Do you like Atom? Well, I think that I have to convert it afterwards into the HTML, or they have that other format also that exists. So whether you like it or not, this is what you're gonna get. This is what they give. Is you have a settings, followers, all this stuff is gonna be in CVS. Theme, however, it's still appears they will give you in XML. And then they put the arrows here. You see these arrows, like little arrow? Like, let me see if I can highlight that. No, I cannot highlight any arrows. They cannot be highlighted. It looks like as if they would give you an option that you can use to select from, right? I see here CVS, and this is XML, and I see this here everywhere. It looks like JSON, videos, and so on. What kind of format? That's at least impression that I give. Like Atom. Do you want Atom? Fuck no. But if you click on it, right, there's nothing that happens. Nothing opens. Nothing you can change. So this is a gift from Blogger. I think the Blogger is enforcing this already for like 6 months. I don't know how long they are doing this stuff already for. But that's what they continue to enforce. So what I will do is I'm just gonna do it like this, and we're gonna know exactly for how long, have been they enforcing this shit for. So this is a 913. I don't know what that is, but let's see here. Okay, so I see that I did store them inside in here. So the last time when I was capable to download this, no, maybe not so bad. No, that would be like over a year ago. No, not exactly. Yeah. It's still okay. There you go. There I have it. That would trace, ladies and gentlemen, all the way to it would go to, it's not exactly 6 months ago, but right, 3 months ago, definitely 3 months ago, at least 3 months ago, they enforced this policy that you have to download 10 gigabytes of this stuff here. This also, they have taken time to demonstrate me, both these entrepreneurs, the owners of this mighty Google, they took time to ask me if I understand, if I will understand, and so on. Show more products. This is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this looks like. Products. And you have access, log activity. So they kind of give you an option that doesn't exist, which is very nice. Multiple formats, all activity logs selected. I guess that one day that's actually going to be available. But for right now, for this last 3 months, that's why I also was deliberately silent about this shit. Yeah, I let this 3 months is reasonable to report this shit. Right? Within 3 months, you couldn't fix this stuff. It kind of looks shitty. Actually, look, they mention here multiple formats. Yeah, that's right. And there is not a fucking thing you can do about any of them. Yeah. That's exactly right. They offer you also all kinds of Google products. I don't know. Maybe you need this also whenever you download your Blogger blog. Maybe you should get also, here is, what is this? Fitbit. It's a Fitbit. It's a Gemini. I never used this stuff in my lifetime. But they offer you to download all kinds of other stuff, right? I mean, did you want to download blog? Really? Oh, okay. So I guess a little changes here to their policies based on MK Ultra brainwash. They're still looking for the proofs, whatever they are doing. I don't know what they are doing. So they are always looking forward to improve the way, the functionality of this stuff. I'm thinking about how many people it takes actually to do the job like this. I mean, because they're working really hard on this stuff to be operational. So there you go. You can download also all the YouTube music and videos and stuff. So a bit insane, I would say, but that's what you get. So after you select this option here for Blogger, if this is what you want to do, then you get a link they send you. Now there is nothing actually you can do other than that. Then you get the link. It'll be sent to your email address, and before that they see, this is where you get the option. You can get this downloaded to your Dropbox, to OneDrive, to whatever it is that you like, and you can export this once. You can do it export every 2 months for 1 year, 6 exports. Then you get to choose also what kind of file type size would you like to get, and so they give you, I don't even know what the TGZ is. Then it's a file size they give you to choose from. Yeah, you can actually download even 50 gigabytes maybe if you have a bigger blog. At once you can do in one file. I selected 2 gigs. The output of your request might be delivered in a multiple files. And then you click here the create export like that. And now the export is in progress. Yes. And so what they do is they send you, when they create all this, when the computer computizes all this data, so then you get the link to your email that you prompted to go and basically download 10 gigabytes of your Blogger. This is also interesting. I want to share with you. Maybe it's called Takeout. Yeah, it's a takeout. The police, garbage, the so-called police, the Slovenian cretins from Novo Mesto police station, psychiatrist Peter Kapsch, Charlie from London, not Charlie Kirk, but Charlie from Greater than Great Britain, you see? Maybe Trump got an idea about make America again, great again, from Great Britain or something like that. He was purchased by London anyhow. Look, this is what your takeout, it's called a takeout, like a pizza, or like the food that you order. This is what you get. This is what they were teasing me, in a parenthesis, teasing, during MK Ultra. That's what it looks like then. You get nice like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There you go. All together 10 giga, and one with just 267 kilobytes in size. That's what you get. The last time, however, and it's interesting because it reduced itself in size, guaranteed just 6 files, probably below 10 gigabytes is what it was. And so, no, actually, shit, man, 12 gigabytes. 12 gigabytes. So now if I wanted to go and share this with you, people of the world, this blog, yeah, it would be exactly 12 gigabytes of file in size. So maybe you wondered about why I no longer share this stuff. It's something that made really excited Donald Trump, Prince Charles, and more than anybody, a psychiatrist, Kapsch, Milan Kučan, Robert Golob. Novo Mesto scum in blue uniforms, real killers, real assassins. Real, serious, real. You don't get shit like this. You don't see this stuff. Garbage like this on open. You don't see it every day, but they got really excited about this takeout option. just some of the things I wanted to clarify with you, why I no longer share this stuff, all about this statistics, the way they do this stuff. I think this is a little bit different when it comes to statistics. I think it's actually much worse than that. I could say I am on track, but really Prince William was extremely concerned with Kate Middleton, with Harry, about the statistics of this blog, and he wanted to have absolutely control of this stuff to the degree they could. Just like they screw my life up from my birth, basically write my resume in whichever way it fit them in the most destructive way, continue to portray their own reality instead. So basically that's what you see here is what they were demonstrating me, but the actions that I see they're taking are really actually desperate. From HTTP, whether you like it or not, to HTTPS and stuff like that, to cut the number of the visitors desperately. This is also not a new issue. I mean, the stuff they're doing is just, I don't understand what's the meaning, what's the sense of demonstrating this stuff to people if you plan on doing it anyways. I mean, asking them whether you want this, whether you want that, and you enforce this stuff anyways, whichever way. It's not new. Look, this shit goes on already for at least 3 months. You do it your own way at bloggers, so I'm just saying, basically, this is what goes on with the blogger, and this is what this case is all about. It's all about this stuff here. You read this post and you do understand what you guys did for the royals, for the elites, what you did. What you represent in this case, what you're sharing it, is described exactly here. You watch this video and you understand everything. What you guys, what you're sharing this stuff is. What you are coming inside of this house, for whom you are coming inside of this house. It's explained, everything here. Everything is explained here. That's what you guys are coming inside of this house. And from Hollywood and from all over the world, that's exactly what you are coming from in this house for. To give the scum a reason to cheat more, to engage in more crime, in more genocide against me. That's why I cancel you all. You know, the world was not built out of Elon Musk's and Zuckerberg's and etc. and Larry Page's and so on and so forth. You know, you didn't build this world. You did, however, everything you possibly could to modify reality about the world. You did absolutely everything you possibly could to add next to that lunacy certificate that was awarded by your slovenskimi slovenskimi in 2012. to make me look insane. And you continue to enforce this stuff because the truth is not convenient for you. Make me like this disappear from the internet so I would not be seen. I'm gonna say almost absolutely anywhere. That's what your share of you're coming here to this place. You are coming here to steal time for your owners, for your British royals, for your royals, whatever they are in this world. That's why you are coming here. To forge the reality. To forge, to kill and to forge, to buy time through more crime. That's what you scum were coming here. That's what you good, that's what good is in this case. That's exactly what this is all about. To make this as invisible and possible and present the whole thing literally through the war in Ukraine, literally through the war in Ukraine as invisible, thus, therefore, if such person existed, insane, right? My claims, I'm just a lunatic, I'm insane. You see what the fuck you guys did? Now go back to your Charlie Kirk, right? Your Jesus. And continue to preach about your psychiatric Jesus to the world, about your Western democracy. That's what this shit is. Oh, I have to take a date and time here. You did this shit. You did this shit. You're see nothing, hear nothing, know nothing. Lie a whole lot. So they can continue to smile basically on the front pages. That's exactly why you did this. So if there be somebody and is gonna say, oh well, you know, we tried to help, you know, we did all we could. We're gonna go by my version. We're gonna go by the truth, by the one that none of you wanted to know anything about. This stuff here that I have written for, not written, the video that I created here about the Baltic states, this is universal shit. This goes for every one of you, wherever the fuck you are. This doesn't only concern the Baltic states. It goes for everybody. It goes for Ukraine. It goes for absolutely everybody. All of you scum were doing this kind of stuff. You needed somebody crazy. You needed somebody completely insane. And now you need to somehow justify, you need somehow to rationalize, you need to somehow prove that this was just the way it had to be. See? Can you imagine that corrupt United Nations would have to, at the end, resolve your dilemma, your stinking dilemma, how really your political European, it's a NATO, European Union, das Europa, right? USA, can you imagine that it landed the whole thing? 54 years long thing, and I thank God that I'm still alive somehow. With my elderly father over there that you even used to get me destroyed. Can you imagine that this whole thing culminated in true as ugly as this? That's basically left to United Nations devices, corruption basically at United Nations to resolve this case, because you scum just somehow couldn't. I mean, does it get any lower than that? Fucking disgusting, eh? And you're gonna fucking say that there was something between us, that there was something that existed, something different than what I described in this blog. I don't think so. Just remember, so they can continue to smile, just remember this, so they can continue to act stupid. Just remember why you do it, why you did it, and why you continue to do this stuff. I will explain to you exactly why. I point you out here. That much about the European Union Commission, that much about the NATO court in Strasbourg, etc., etc., etc. European Human Rights Ombudsman, I don't know what, Interpol, Europol, FBI, US Justice Department of State, Civil Rights Decision, etc., etc. See here why you did this stuff, just so that you know, that you recognize yourself next time when you come to my blog, the stuff that I do, that you acknowledge that we understand each other, what exactly we have common with one another. Antonio Guterres was directly involved in this stuff together with the Sergei Mikhailovich Brin, Larry Page, directly involved in this stuff, so that he suggested, they argued with Charles, with this garbage here that you see, insisting that my blog must be taken down together with other royals, with police. At some point in time, the blog must be taken down. Antonio Guterres insisted that after I download this blog and blog gets taken down, and that he will somehow assist me with my placing blog into some other blog platform. This is how drastically toxic, insane shit went on. They wanted me to write something crazy. Oh, you're gonna say, we saw a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah, you did saw yourself in the mirror. The stuff that I posted on my blog, I actually had absolutely everything totally legal right. I'm not crazy. The stuff that I put on my blog is under big cause. And for as long as you witness about the stuff, you do have the right to your views. If you can justify those views, you do have the right to. So, but they really targeted me with idea for me to, without any justification, attack, make statements, etc., etc., and you know, it settles in your brain that if they take you down, the UN is going to provide you with assistance to put the blog somewhere else. It's a bullshit. That's why I said corrupt United Nations. That's why I said all this corrupt, you know? This was a big issue about taking my blog down, with nobody more obsessed with this idea than Donald Trump through Kash Patel. They were completely obsessed with the idea to get my blog disappear. FBI was obviously insane about getting my blog disappear. This is not a small issue, this shit that you're watching this blog about, and about the views, number of views, and about the download file itself. Sergei Mikhailovich Brin went on to explain to me all about why he wants me to download this, that he wants me to have all the videos, all the stuff, and so on. and so that I can take this to another blog platform and that kind of stuff. Literally like this, literally this kind of stuff. Others speculated on other issues, how the blog must go down, psychiatrist garbage, Slovenian garbage, Robert Golob, Milan Kučan, and so on. That kind of stuff went on. No, I would not take the sides between Milan Kučan and between the people that you see right there no more. This becomes evident. It became evident to me once I talk about, in that video, about the Baltic states. Already when they screw up old house we had in Novo Mesto. We didn't even have to sell that house, really. But the house was sold so that all the proofs about MK Ultra would disappear. The memories of MK Ultra would fade away. That's how they do it, and that's when you change location. Whether you like it or not, they make you change location. You can see what they did with my elderly father. This is an encyclopedia of people who were coming here, what went on, and so on. They practically went on to kill him and use him to cause me as much health damage as possible, hopefully to kill me through the health issues they created. So that's what's going on. That's all I wanted to say. But there would be people that would say, but is this a valid point about you acknowledging people involved in it like this, just like this, being toward everybody like this, and so on? Well, I recall there were all kinds of people, let's say black people, that suggested, there is nothing we can do about this. There is nothing we can do about this. It's a president's. You understand that part, right? We're not the one deciding about this. It's our presidents that decide about this. You understand that this is a political thing, right? So that it's our presidents that decide about this. Yeah, I understand everything. I used as an example black people because they were extremely concerned about my radical views. So as much as you all look for the reasoning to find a way to apologize torture procedure, physical torture procedures, at the same time you are making sure that I would also understood there's nothing you can do in it. For me, that it's all up to the presidents, the politicians to decide. That's why I use black people, not because whatever. I just wanted to explain. Well, it was the same thing with every one of you. I mean, all of you were searching for a way to find something that was wrong with me, so that you could get either your careers or your real estate or your loans or your businesses, boost your, whatever you are doing, wherever you are up to, your careers, your movie careers, your sports careers, better trainers, etc., contracts and so on. Yes, of course, I understand absolutely everything. You have stolen me, scum, only 54 years of life. So how the hell would I not understand you? What exactly your part was in it? What exactly you were all about? I understand you. I understand the scum at the so-called police station that was making all this stuff, I'm not going to say possible, but they enforced this way. The view on society, this type of reality about the society, which has nothing to do with the I understand your constitution, your constitutions, because it doesn't even pertain only to the US. This is where only I'm a citizen there. But constitutions, because it was through, I understand absolutely everything. Your Bill of Rights and United Nations Universal Declaration, all this shit, I understand everything. I understand everything.
It's totally clear.
If I might remind Sergey Mikhailovich Brin and Larry Page, it would have been nice to allow the people using the Blogger at least to use as a search description, you know, where you have a search description and you put down here what you want people to have ability to search your blog. How nice would it have been, let me just publish this and demonstrate you. How nice would it have been for the people to have the ability to view right here on the bottom, which is the case usually with the blogs. How nice would it be if the people would have the ability to see the search description, you know, the keywords under which you would be finding whatever post you'd like to find, right? And why is it they don't do this stuff? Well, they also decided to take this away from the people, the ability to search the blog, even for the owners of the blog, like myself. I am not imagining this, people. You have to go over. We also had a meeting inside of our house with Sergey Mikhailovich Brin, Larry Page, and Google people laughing on my face on how I'm not going to have literally with Charles, with the Prince Charles, with the British oils, how I'm not going to have the ability to find certain posts. Now, if you want to go and find a certain post here, like let's say a list of MK Ultra proofs, or maybe even better is this one here, which I titled as the support, donate support page, this one here. You would have to go through hell, literally, entering the title in it. You're not going to get like enter support, thank you, etc., etc. You're not going to get any of it. So now if you go down on the bottom, the only thing you get here is a label, is a support, but you don't get any keywords, you know? So now as the owner of this blog, if I want to go and I want to find this post, and I want to modify something inside of that post, guess what? There is no, I cannot even come to that post. I cannot even find one. Even that I likely entered the keywords as a support, thank you, etc. inside. That's a lunacy, that's a charm of this blogger, basically. This is what I created. So now out of 1,000 posts out there, good luck to you. You may start to search for the post that is right here in front of your eyes, that are the way I demonstrated you, right there. Read more. Let me demonstrate you this page. Right there. This is how you see it. That's how you that. That's where you have it, right there. That's a post right there. And you won't get to see one. No matter what you enter here, the keywords is not going to demonstrate you anywhere on the page. It's not going to demonstrate you anywhere on the page about which keywords you should use to enter as the owner of this blog, you know, to enter the post and modify one. This is also the stuff that was discussed in our house way years back already, and they also make sure that it would not be only taken away from me, but from every blogger, from everyone using the Blogger Google services. In this shit, Antonio Guterres also knew all about it from the UN. They watched this stuff, they knew all about it, they were very compassionate with me, and this shit goes to I don't know, 7 years back, 8 years ago, something like that. I don't know how long ago this stuff was. Nothing was ever done about it. No, just so that you know how it works. A lot of compassion, a lot of people share the pain with you, but at the end of the day, you're left penniless to your own devices, basically. Das Europa. That's how it's done in a democracies. That's how they do that in a democratic part of the world. So, just so that you know. So how do you find this post? I have no fucking idea. Maybe if you get lucky like this, you enter something inside here and you continue to search like this, and maybe somehow you bump into it, and then you get to modify the post. Basically, that's how insane this time theft bullshit crap ambulance sirens business with the Slovenian police. This is how this stuff went. This is how far we got. That's how far we made it with this. But at least I video recorded, I demonstrated you so that you get to see this, what this looks in real world. So that's how I found this support. Thank you. You entered the page. Then you go down under here and you search the description, and you can see right here, right at the top, it says support thank you, where the keywords we entered earlier just to non-available. And then it's donate, support, AUSER times. These are all the keywords that should bring this post to the top of the search, and they just didn't, because they make sure at Blogger, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, nobody could use this option. I don't know how long ago. People complained. You can go and you can research this issue on the internet. People cried. People complained about other bloggers about this shit. It doesn't matter. That's the way it works. That's the way it is. Just a little bit more perfect. Just a little bit more sophisticated, right? Like other issues I have discussed about it. I think kind of a desperate, really. Kind of a desperate, a little bit desperate. HTTPS, yeah, The first thing they wanted to do, and that was the first primary thing they did, was to make sure that the stuff that I do, blogger, the stuff that I do, that I would not even make one fucking cent out of it. If you remember, and they block you the views on the YouTube, on Blogger, they portray you like few thousand views and so on. They make the whole blog look completely irrelevant, non-existing. Also, through what become, and what was the main reason they did this, psychiatric certificate of the lunacy. They make sure that you're not seen, that you don't exist, and they make sure that you don't even make 1 cent of the stuff that you work. In fact, they tell you, hey, by the way, you pay 150 euros and you can get yourself an e-certificate, and you can open yourself an online company. That's the way they play through Estonia. This is the way they play with this stuff. That's how they do this stuff. So understanding these people, understanding who you guys, what you guys supported, who you guys existed for in this case, for me is of a primary issue. It's prime importance for the world to understand how you operate with your bosses, with your owners, what this world, what democracy, how it all works. Yeah, they presented this case like a charity, like a sort of charity. During the torture, they presented me to the people like sort of charity, you know. See, you're gonna help this guy, we're gonna help the guy. And they continue to steal your life, basically. Wreck your health and steal 54 years of life, keep you penniless, destroy you everything on every step of the way, basically force you into suicide with whatever they have on every millimeter and every inch of the way you make through your life.